heard them talking in Florida that one of the things you need is a full tank of gas. Be prepared. Always have a full tank of gas before a storm hits to be prepared. And it's the same in marriage. You've got to have your emotional tanks filled. And we want to illustrate this by just showing you these two, what we'll call emotional tanks. Now, what we want to do here is just to show you that when you go into a crisis, you better have your emotional tank full. So many times we go into a crisis and we're in a drought in our emotional tank because the husband is not filling the wife's emotional tank up on a daily basis, or the wife is not filling the husband's emotional tank up on a daily basis, and then the inevitable crisis comes into their life and the marriage can't withstand the crisis. Why? Because there's a drought in their emotional tanks. You see, some floods are bad, but you need to have a good flood to flood each other's emotional tanks. Really, it's like putting hay in the barn, being prepared for the storms that come. And when you don't put, or you don't fill your spouse's emotional tank, you're really susceptible to an affair. Now, there's never any excuse for adultery. But I'm just saying to you, you leave your marriage very vulnerable because someone else will come along, who'll try to fill their emotional tank. And it's so wrong. There's never an excuse for adultery. It's sin. But I'm just telling you, if you want to affair-proof your marriage, this is the key to it right here. You fill your spouse's emotional tank to where it's so full that it never look anywhere else. You fill each other's emotional tank so when the crisis hits, your marriage is strong enough to withstand the crisis. But if you let your emotional tank get down to empty, there's no way you're going to withstand the crisis.
Now, the first way that we fill each other's emotional tank is with words. We fill that tank up with words. And so as I speak words into Kerry's life that are positive and affirming and encouraging, it fills up his tank. And look at your next verse. It says, words kill, words give life. They're either poison or fruit. You choose. That's a pretty graphic picture, isn't it, of what words can do in your spouse's life. It's pouring in that positive fruit instead of poison. Now, women, on the whole, have a gift, what I like to think of as a gift for language. We talk more than most men. We use more words statistically, scientifically, than most men do in an average day. So, ladies,
Are you kidding me? I can't.
It's true.
You learn something new every day.
It's true. But many women have gotten a bad rap, sometimes rightfully so, that these words are used to gossip and complain. It's the classic stereotype of women talking too much. But ladies, I see this as being a fantastic opportunity. Our gift for language is an opportunity to speak positive things, to speak encouragement to our husbands, encouragement to our kids, our friends. To speak positive things will make such a difference. Look at this next verse. Pleasant words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. I mean, isn't that a great picture of what our words can do? Our words can actually heal. The old statement, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me, is absolutely wrong. Words can hurt you way more deeply than any physical scar. If left to think for just a moment, most of you can think of something that hurt you that was said on the playground or by your parents 20 or 30 years ago, and it still sticks with you. Words can hurt, but pleasant words, healing words, forgiving words are like honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. So we encourage you to really start thinking about how you're using your words.
I can tell you, too, that words that are negative really drain your spouse's emotional tank, especially men. You know, it takes a little man to belittle his wife. But whenever those jabs, those cut downs, they just drain your spouse's emotional tank, and it leaves your marriage really susceptible. So what I want to do is I want to pour into Chris's life positive words, encouraging words, uplifting words. Now, Chris, you tell me when to stop as far as where your emotional tank is right now. Or did I go too far? See, I believe this is the kind of job I've done right here. We've got a test that's going to prove it one way or the other here in a minute for every one of us.
Well, the next way to fill their emotional tank is with actions. Words alone aren't enough. You might get half full, but you really need those actions to back it up. So I want to have actions that continue to fill up Kerry's tank. And I read a really interesting, does that represent you, honey?
Definitely, definitely.